Asa, how y'all doing? It's another beautiful day in paradise for this guy on this planet. Oh, let me fix my hair. Looks like a mop on my head. Anywho, howdy. Hope things are well for you. I just came from my first NA meeting. That was cool, I must say. The people there were very open, honest, genuine characters. They all seemed very sweet. They all have a deep belief in their higher power. Seems to be, well, not all of them. Some of them we talked about that after the fact. And they were just like, ignore it. If it's not for you, it's not necessary for the program. I was like, I hope not, because if it is, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do well in this, you know. Because I can't. No. And you know, people tend to think that's because I'm like, and my heart is hardened, and I'm against God and religion and all that. I'm really not against any of that. I think it's very good stuff for folks. Some people really need it, you know. It helps them. It's helping these people at NA for sure, you know. It's helping them realize that they don't realize it or think that they can do it. And so this belief in this higher power kind of helps them get over that. Because really, in my opinion, at the end of the day, it's still them being awesome people and stopping their addiction. But having a belief that you can't do it, and that belief can't be shaken because of experience, having some faith in something above you to transcend that belief is a good stepping stone for your mind, I'd assume. I mean, obviously it's working, so good for them. And I don't really, it was hard for me to be like, hi, I'm Micah and I'm an addict, because I don't really think that I am. But what defines an addict, you know what I mean? I never like used anything habitually, except marijuana. When I was younger, I probably abused that, but you can abuse anything. But, you know, because people say it's not addictive, you know. But I think that any negative cycle you get in can be addictive, whether it's eating sand, like some people eat sand, you know what I mean? Like those weird shows where people do that. So, you know, I wasn't necessarily addicted to any one substance. I was addicted to trying to get that pain gone. And I tried different methods, you know, I tried everything I could, but once the novelty of the drug wore off, it was like, okay, this isn't working, you know, so I'd stop. And then go through a long period of it getting worse every day, and then being like, oh God, I can't live with this, and I'd try to kill myself, or do something nuts. If I didn't like have the courage to kill myself right away, I'd have like I'd make subconscious decisions that were self-destructive, in an attempt to end my life as I knew it, or just, there's no rhyme to that madness, you know. That's what depression did to me anyway, so. But my higher power is sertraline, Zoloft, bro. That stuff's amazing. It's amazing. It gave me my life back. It gave me spiritual peace, or at least put me in a place where I could find it and see things like normally. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just made this stuff so much better. It's not the magic pill that cures everything. For me, though, like I said in my other videos, it does the heavy lifting. You know, it makes it to where I'm able to consciously deal with issues that are problematic for me, you know, as far as like being able to see them and have a logical way to disseminate info in a proactive way, or productive way. So it's good for me. Alright, but anyway, what have I been thinking about though? So that stuff's been on my mind. I've been reading this book on memory. It's freaking amazing, okay? All of us have perfect memories. And by the way, photographic memory is a myth. We all learn through association. So, and I put it to the test, and it works, man. I'm able to memorize lists of things now with no problem. Phone numbers, people's names, whatever I need. I just attach it to these lists. I would check out this book. I'll have to figure out a way to get it to you. I can't remember the title. I didn't associate it. I didn't consciously try to attach the title of the book to anything to remember, so basically you just take stuff that you're viewing, goes into your long-term memory, and you attach to things that are in your long-term, a short-term memory, you attach to things in your long-term memory. Works pretty well. So, like for example, no, it's too much. But anyway, check out some literature on it. Kindle's got some awesome books on it. And speed reading. You can read fast as junk nuggets if you stop processing info with your auditory responses and start processing it with your visual inputs, your eyeballs, because you can process information with your eyes much quicker than with your ears. Occipital lobe processes faster than your temporal lobe. We want to get all into neurology, which I don't have a lot. I know more probably than the average person on that subject, but I definitely have a lot to learn, and so do all the experts. We don't know a whole lot about the brain, but we're figuring it out. Anyway, all right, stuff that's been on my mind that I was like planning on talking about. Let me think about that for just a sec. I can't recall. Oh, prayer. I wanted to talk about prayer. It's an interesting thing, and I think it's really good. Because I'm sitting at home, like watching my family pray, and I'm being respectful. I got my eyes bowed and everything, and I'm not trying to make waves, so just going along with it. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm feeling like maybe this is ludicrous. I'm like, this is weird. Why do we do this? Why do people do this? This is strange. How come we invented this? How come the human mind did this? Because from my perspective, God's not a factor. So why are people doing that? And I'm like, well, we're all here in a group, and we're taking turns sharing our current concerns and thoughts. We're doing it with some third entity that is objective, that nobody can say anything about. Because to say, I know what God's thinking right now is extremely arrogant. So no one just says anything. You can just pray and do what you feel and express what's in your heart and know that everyone's listening. So it's really a healthy thing. And also, you can just express whatever. Like, for example, if I were to sit here and pray and be like, oh, thank you so much for my son, Micah. My dad says stuff like that. He's like, I'm so glad he's here, and, stuff like that. He's very supportive, really nice person. And it touches me every time because it shows me his heart. And not only is he affirming me, but he's also affirming in the group that he feels that way. And since he's kind of the alpha male of the setting, it's like everyone should also feel that way. So it's really sweet. It's a really cool thing that people do when they're praying like that. Also, if you have some anxiety about it and you're praying and you feel like God is listening and he's going to fix things for you, then you can kind of put that anxiety on the back burner, and that may free you to think of things in another way, or go through stuff and be like, oh, the Spirit just told me how to fix it. Because now the pressure's not on you, it's on God. And so you're free to think about other solutions, and they come to you. But a lot of people don't give themselves credit. Obviously, they give it credit to God, which, fine, that's cool. I'm not really worried about it. That's pretty humble. Keeps them from being arrogant, which is nice too. So it's just an interesting perspective to me to think about prayer from a psychologist standpoint, and how beneficial it is really to a social setting in some ways. It can also be detrimental. A person could say and do things that are very hurtful with their prayers. And I've had that happen to me plenty of times. It's unfortunate, and I don't think it's normal. I don't think that's normal. For a long time, I've had a really big, bitterness and hurtness over the church and things like that, because there are certain people in my life who have made me feel really shitty with their prayers and things. But it's not their fault. It's not their fault any more than the things I was doing was my fault, which to a degree it is. But when you have a mental disorder, who's really to blame? I don't know. I know if I was on sertraline for the last 12 years, my life would look enormously different. Enormously different. So I don't really know where to go with that. I don't want to sit here and be like, it wasn't my fault, nothing was my fault. And people will be like, yo, you're just deflecting or trying to shift blame. No, dude, believe me, I feel guilty about a lot of things that happen. I really do. And I did it in the moment. But I really couldn't help it. I was doing, at the time, the things I was doing seemed like the thing to do. Seemed like the right thing to do. I never, deliberately was like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck everybody, and I'm gonna do what I want, because, you know what I mean? I was just like, I hear these inputs and things I should do and shouldn't do, and I think out of all those options, this is the best option, and it never was, because my perception was totally off. Totally totally off. A lot of factors contributed to it and made it worse and exacerbated the situation. But the root cause of it was, I think, my parietal lobe. I don't know. That's how you process information and what you do with it. And then your frontal lobes are how you consciously think about it and interpret things. So, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't claim to understand the complexities of that, but I want to. I want to learn, and I'm still learning, and that's why I'm sharing with you guys. Anyway, until next time, I love all of you. And hey, Jordan, I think that was your name. Thanks for commenting, dude. Logan, I'm sorry, Logan. Thanks for commenting, bro. Yes, I want to be your friend, but you didn't ever comment back. You should. You should send me your phone number, and I'll text you mine. And we could chat, dude. I need friends. I need friends. I don't have, you see anybody? I don't. I got this statue. That's my friend. I don't got no friends. So yeah, let's be friends. And the other guy too. I don't know your name because you had like 3 letters as like an acronym for your channel. So, and you were like, I hope you remember me. I do remember you, bro. Actually, I think about you daily, and I'm like, I wonder what's up with this guy, and I wonder if he's ever gonna answer me. So, answer, guys. Anyway, I love all of you. Keep smiling, man. The sun's still shining. One dude told me one time when I was in the psychiatric ward, he's like, Micah, feel that wind on your face. If it's still blowing, and if it keeps blowing, you know everything's gonna be okay. So, man, is the wind blowing? If not, turn on the fan, dude, because the sun's still gonna come up tomorrow. Alright, love you all. Bye.